Alrighty, so of course today we are here to maximize your networking potential with First. Now, a little bit about me. My name is of course Bree Jones, and I am on the tech engagement team at HQ, and I am a First App consultant, of course. So now a little bit of background. I have been in sales for over 6 years, so of course I can understand the struggles you guys go through as well as some of the victories. Now a little bit of housekeeping during this training. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to throw them in the chat box. Anything like that, since we are running this webinar style, it'll be the chat box, okay? So again, if you guys do have any questions at all, just go ahead and put them in there and I'll get them answered for you, okay? And then of course, Kayla's here being a fly on the wall. So what our today's agenda is going to be is, of course, to discover First and the impact it can make to your business, become comfortable navigating through First, and then incorporate First into your business using the 5 and 5 strategy. So again, that's, we are going to go ahead and go through all of that as well as a live drive so that I can go ahead and show you guys the app and see what it looks like, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start this out by asking you guys a question. Again, you can throw your answers in the chat box. So how many of you guys purchase leads online? I'll give you guys a second to answer in the chat box there. Okay. All right, looks like some of you guys are moving away from that, which is definitely a good thing. But of course, it is a viable source of business. In fact, realtors spend 14 billion on leads each year. And while you can see a return on those leads, but the return of investments could definitely be better, don't you guys think? Most consumers still choose their agent via relational connection. So shouldn't agents be doing the same thing? Focusing on their relationships for business, of course, right? Relationships make up 5.5 million transactions annually. And now that we see there's data that supports the idea of focusing on your existing relationships to build business, I kind of have another question for you guys. So after buying a home, what percent of home buyers said they would use their agent again? What percent do you guys think said that? Okay, 23, 98, 8%. Yeah, Kayla, you can go ahead and record if you want to. 83%.
Recording in progress.
Matt, you are actually super close. So 88% of home buyers said they would use the exact same agent for their next home. Now, what percent do you guys think actually did use the same agent for their next purchase? Matt is on the money today. And, in actuality, it's only 12% of home buyers use the same agent. I know that seems like a very low number, of course, especially because 88% said that they would, right? So I know what you're thinking. Bree, you just said that data supports the fact that people use realtors who they have a relationship with far more often than, finding one online, right? And now I'm telling you that only 12% use the same agent again. So where's the disconnect? That brings up kind of the age-old story of like a past client or acquaintance who you see at the gym or like the local supermarket, and they listed with another agent. So how does this happen? Well, it turns out, if you guys didn't know this, everybody knows somebody in the business, right? So that agent reached out at the right time. And I get that it can definitely feel like a total gut punch, but if you've been in the business for any amount of time, this has likely happened to you, right? So how do you stay in front of all the right people at the exact right time? I mean, let's be real. It's kind of impossible, right? It's impossible to keep up with all the relationships you formed along the way. And honestly, past clients don't typically make another move for 7 to 10 years. So how are you supposed to create a business strategy around the idea that you might not be needed for a decade? It's kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks, right? I mean, honestly, that was my thinking until Remax acquired a company called First. And First is a solution to all of the challenges we've talked about. So First is a mobile app that helps you stay in touch with your network and gain more business by identifying the opportunities within your existing network who are most likely to sell. So I'm sure you're curious, of course, how it works, right? So after uploading your contacts to First, it examines each contact, tracking it against hundreds of public data points in order to mark certain people with a star rating. If it does run some cleanup by flagging other realtors, getting rid of junk, and removing duplicates, then it takes that cleaned up list and it identifies who is most likely to list property in the next 6 to 12 months. And by most likely, it could be up to 90% more likely than the average US homeowner. So now you have a star rated list of people that you should be reaching out to. Most importantly, you'll set trackable next steps that keep your conversations flowing and offer a level of personal accountability. So before I log into the app and show you how to use it in real time, let's go ahead and take a look behind the scenes and see the impact of the data cleanup that first does. So you're going to see a few different things here on this screen. So starting out, we're going to start up here with the total contacts uploaded, okay? So if you've got your total contacts uploaded, this example is about 2,400 contacts uploaded, okay? So then it's going to remove some junk, it's going to take out some duplicates, and of course it's going to take out some realtors. And then once we go ahead and we get through the cleanup, it's going to start tying properties to your contacts. So you can see down here that all of these properties have been tied to these contacts, and then first provided just over 1,000. So once it ties the properties to it, it's going to come up here and you're going to have your targeted contacts. What it's going to take with this is it's going to go ahead and pull it against 700 different data points. And I'm talking things like equity in the home, time spent in the home, life events like marriage, divorce, kids, or, if they're anything like me, they adopted a puppy during COVID, or, even school zone changes, internet searches. So it's going to go against all of that public data, and it's going to give you guys your star ratings. And you're going to have 1, 2, and 3-star ratings. So starting with the 3-star, a 3-star contact is 90% more likely to list against the US population. A 2-star is 85% more likely to list, and a 1-star, even being a 1-star, is still 75% more likely to list. So again, this is a screenshot of like the back-end software that we use to break down the data that's collected. So now that you kind of see that back-end data and how it works, let's take a look at what's going to make you successful in using First, okay? So first, of course, we need to download the app, right? Which I'm going to show you guys how to do that, of course. Add people to the app, connect with your sphere, reach out to those people, and keep following up. Now, keep following up to me is the most important because you want to stay top of mind. You never want them to forget that they have an agent willing and ready to help them in their network, right? So doing this with First will help you to stay top of mind so you can be first in line when the time is right. Okay, so this is again how we're going to get the app, okay? So I did tell you guys earlier that you can search First by Remax in the App Store. But again, if you are going to get it on Mac Center, it will be the repeat and referral business tile. And if you're getting it on your phone, again, search First by Remax instead of just First. Now, if you guys are new users, you're going to get 60 days free. And then after that, it is $465 a year. I am going to go ahead and repeat that, $465 a year, because a lot of people always think that I say $465 a month. It's not that much money. It's $465 a year. So I'm going to leave this up here for just a second, and I'm going to switch over to my phone. I do see a question here. So is uploading our contacts restricted to our use with the app, or are they used for marketing for other things / companies? So this is your information. Your contacts are put into this app, but it's not put anywhere else unless you choose to put it somewhere else. So you can export a CSV, and you can use that how you'd wish to use it, but this will stay in the app itself. So kind of like if you're deleting in the app, it's only going to delete in the app. It doesn't affect your contacts in your phone. Everything is in the app. Yep, not a problem. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this real quick, and I'm going to switch over to my phone. Now, while I'm doing that, if anybody has any questions, again, please feel free to throw them in the chat box, and I will answer those as I'm switching over, okay? All right, perfect. Okay. All right, so I've got my phone connected here. So you guys are going to see, of course, I have a billion apps on my phone, which I rarely use. So, and Emily, asked here, how do you do a mass cleanup? I will definitely show you how to do that once we hop in the app here in just a second. $465 is an annual payment or broken down monthly. It is an annual payment, so you make the payment once a year, and then you have it for 12 months, and then you renew once a year. Okay, so first thing that I will tell you guys, when using this app, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you keep it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. So I have it on my front page. I have it next to the apps that I use every single day. I have it with my other work apps as well. The reason being is that if you see it, you're more likely to use it, okay? So I'm going to jump in here, and when you first get into the app, this is what you guys are going to see, okay? So at the top, this is the total amount of contacts that were uploaded, and this is a demo account, so I will warn you guys ahead of time. It's going to look like there's a lot in here. I definitely do not know 3,700 people. I can promise you that. So it did upload 3,700 contacts. Now, out of that 3,700, we have about 777 opportunities. So that's where it did the cleanup, and it put the star rating on these contacts here, and it's telling you these are the people you need to reach out to, okay? So when you guys first come in and you see up here at the top, you're going to see daily recommendations. Now, daily recommendations is a great place to start if you have no idea who to talk to. It's kind of like a kick in the butt, right? It gets you started, gets you having conversations. So it is there, but I highly suggest, if you guys need to use it, definitely use it to start out. But you're going to start moving into just your starred contacts because this is going to repeat the same people. So I just don't suggest kind of like living in this section of the app, okay? So just kind of a breakdown of like what the home screen looks like here. So you've got daily recommendations, you have your next steps, your opportunities, groups, and then you've got your network efficiency. I am going to go ahead and start here and jump into the starred contacts because this is what we call the meat and potatoes of the app. These are, again, the people that are showing seller signals, the people that you need to reach out to. So if I jump in here, you're of course going to see this long list of starred contacts, right? Now, we have kind of come up with a strategy for this. It is called the 5 and 5 strategy because it helps you do cleanup while you're also making connections. So what the 5 and 5 strategy is connecting with 5 people a day and then deleting 5 people a day. Because again, there's a lot of things that are going to be in here, a lot of people in here that you're not going to want to reach out to through this app, right? Whether it be your mom, your dad, close friends, family, anybody like that. There are people in here that, again, you're just not going to use this app for. So if that is the case, let's go ahead and say that Micah here is my brother-in-law. I will never use this app to talk to him, so I don't need to have him in here. So I'm going to go ahead and enter into his contact, and if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, it's going to have this delete contact option right here. So I will go ahead and select that and delete his contact. I'm going to go ahead and stop real quick. So where do we get the login info? The login info for your app is going to be the same as your Mac Center login. And if you guys have trouble with that, again, you can definitely email product support. And if you want to, you can CC me on that so that way they can help you get logged in. Yep, not a problem. So I'm going to close out of this. And again, this is where you would delete your contact. Now, I did have the question of, how do you delete a mass amount of contacts? If you see up here in the left-hand corner, there is a bulk edit option. So if you select bulk edit, you can multi-select however many people you'd like. And then, so let's say that I selected these people. I'm going to scroll down on this side and you see where it says delete contact. I would select that and it's going to delete all of the people that I had selected. Now, of course, you can also mark them as an agent and then you can also put them in a group. But I will explain groups here in just a second, okay? So that's how we would mass delete, all right? Now, let's say that we need to reach out to somebody, right? I'm gonna stop. How do we keep our CRM database in sync with First? So you can actually upload a CSV as well to First, and I will show you where that comes in, and then I can show you guys how to do it on Mac Center as well if you'd like. So we're gonna go ahead and do some reach out. So let's go ahead and say that Jocelyn, I want to reach out to Jocelyn, right? I'm gonna send her a text message. So I'm gonna click the text message box. I have a shortcut in my phone so that if I type in hello, I am going to get this shortcut that says, hi, I was in your neighborhood last week and it made me think of you. Your area is really hot right now. Do you have any time to catch up this week? Now, with any shortcut that I make in my phone, even though I'm using it for multiple different people, you still want to make it personal, right? So since I'm talking to Jocelyn, I throw the name in, right? So, hi, Jocelyn, I was in your neighborhood last week and it made me think of you. The reason being, they're more likely to respond if it doesn't sound like a robot sent it to them, right? So that's what I would do is just customize it, again, make it personal, okay? So let's say I went ahead and sent this text message. I'm gonna go back to the app. I'm gonna get all this really cool confetti every time that I do anything good in the app. And right here, you're gonna see this set next step option. This is one of the best practices for using this app because, again, this is gonna keep you accountable. It's gonna make sure that you know where you're sitting at in the conversation. And not only that, but you wanna get your push notifications. You wanna make sure that you're staying on top of who you're connecting with, right? So you always want to hit set next step. So I'm going to go ahead and select it, and it's going to give you the option of what you want to do next with this connection here. So since I texted Jocelyn today, let's go ahead and say that I'm going to call her tomorrow, okay? So I hit call, I select tomorrow, and then I'm going to go ahead and click add. Again, confetti for every good thing that you do in the app. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. I go back to my home screen. And as you guys can see here, I now have this next step due, call Jocelyn Price tomorrow. So that's, again, you want to make sure that you're setting next steps for everybody that you're making a connection with, because that way you know what your next move is with them. So that's how you make your, again, make your text messages, phone calls, emails, whatever you have in there. If it has social media, you can connect that way. And then once you guys start going through and sending the text messages, you are going to run across, of course, some that maybe you don't know what to say to them, right? Now, of course, we can definitely do a workshop as well, which I can talk to Frank about doing maybe a workshop to show you guys scripting ideas, best practices, anything like that for reaching out to people. But you do have some of the templates that are built in. So if you've not made a connection with this person, it is going to show you this template here. And there's a few different options in there. But the thing is, when you're using these, again, you want to make it sound personal. So if I go to send this text message, it is going to say, you know, hi, Warner, your name popped up in my database. That is not something that I would ever say to anybody, because it's not a text message I would want to get. I don't want my name popping up in anybody's database. It seems like a very strange thing to say, right? So I wouldn't want that. So again, you can change it, right? So your name popped up in my mind maybe, right? And I want to check in with you. How's everything going? The market has been crazy lately. So you can absolutely use the templates that are built into the app. Again, just customize them, make them your own, okay? So again, we're going to set a next step here. So once we come back in, big blue button, set next step. And we're going to go ahead and say that we are going to call him, you know, in a few days, right? And we'll add that. So we'll close out of that. And once again, we come back here, and here it is on our home screen, okay? So again, that is our opportunities list. That's how we're making our outreach. That's also how we're going to be deleting people out of the app. And I do want to repeat one more time, when you are deleting people out of the app, you are only deleting them in the app. You are not deleting them out of your phone, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move down here. These are going to be our groups. So the best way that I can explain this to you guys is that it's kind of like a funnel, right? So you start with your opportunities, and then you have inflow. Inflow essentially means that the conversation you are having with this person has moved towards real estate in some form, right? Hot list means exactly that. That conversation got hotter. You're talking contracts, you're talking listings. So once you get past that, of course, you have active sellers and active buyers. So you're starting opportunities, inflow, hot list, active sellers, active buyers, and you're just kind of finishing that funnel out so that you know where everybody in your contact list is sitting, okay? So you can absolutely move them in there. Now, I do like to tell everybody that this is kind of something that happens naturally as you're using the app. It's not something that you have to spend a huge focus on though, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. When you guys log into your app, once your MLS is attached, it is going to show you right here the network efficiency. Now, you are going to see deals won and deals missed. The deals missed is, again, it's not meant to be a gut punch. We're not here to, you know, call out the things that you missed, right? But it is an opportunity. So if you go into your deals missed, you can not only use this as a way to set a goal for yourself, but I had an agent that came into this group here, and he was upset about the amount of deals missed that he had. So he kind of took it upon himself. He went through every single one of them and hand wrote letters to them, pretty much saying, congratulations on your new house. You know, if you need anything at all in the future, please let me know. And he sent them to every single person that was on this list. He got a response from one of his past clients that said, you know what, we're so sorry we didn't use you, but we had, you know, our nephew, he got his license recently. We felt obligated to use him, but it wasn't a very good experience. We now know the difference between good and bad. We'll never not use you again, and here's 2 referrals. So that's definitely a good way to look at it. It's kind of like making lemonade out of lemons, right? And then again, it's a goal setting. You can use it to set goals for yourself. So if you missed 38 deals this year, maybe next year you only want to miss 20, right? So you can use it to set goals for yourself. And then, of course, your deals won, you can use that to go in and take a look at and see, again, of course, these are people that you can get referrals from. These are people that maybe, you know, they've had their home for a while and you want to reach out to them and see if they're ready to purchase a new home, right? So that's what network efficiency is there for. Now, I am going to go ahead and swap over onto my bottom right side. You're going to see the account tab. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And we're going to talk about this for a little bit. So on the accounts tab, this is the first thing I want to show you guys is exporting the Contacts Dsv. So once you have your contacts uploaded, they're starred, everything like that is good to go. You can absolutely export the Contacts Csv. I have an office that's a mother-daughter duo, And essentially what she did is she exported it and she took every single 3-star contact that they had and she had her daughter send out video CMAs to them, right? Just anything that you guys want to do with that. And Emily, you're saying that you're seeing other agents show up in your missed opportunities. How do you filter out the agent activity? So that is, again, where it's gonna rely on your cleanup, right? Because it's not perfect, it's not gonna pull every realtor out when it runs its AI or every agent out. So when you go through and you start cleaning them up, it will take them out of your network efficiency once they have been deleted out of the app. Yep, not a problem. Okay, so yeah, like I said, you guys can definitely export the Contacts Dsv, and again, you can do video CMAs or anything like that that you guys would want to do, okay? Now, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Again, you're going to see a lot of import sources here because it is a demo account. So once you guys get down to the very bottom, the first thing that I want to tell you right here is that import phone contacts, I want you guys to make sure that this is always selected on your device. The reason being, first is pulling in new contacts for you every 24 hours. So if you head out to an open house and you're getting a lot of contact information from people coming in and out of that open house, you're putting them into your phone. And then if this import phone contacts is selected, after 24 hours, all of those people will be added to your first app and starred. So I definitely want to make sure that everybody has that selected, okay? And then right here, you're going to see where you can add an email account. So if you guys have any email accounts that you'd like to add on here, whether it be work, personal, if you're like me and you have the same email address that you had when you were 15, you can add that on there. You never know who's going to be in there, right? So you can do that. I do highly suggest starting with only your phone contacts, though. The reason being is that it can get overwhelming if you have too many import sources in there, because if you add 3 emails, you have your phone contacts, that's going to be thousands of people that you need to reach out to. It can get overwhelming. We definitely don't want that. So I would say start with your phone contacts, work your way through those, work your way through a majority of those. And then once you get to that point and you feel like you need additional contacts, that's when I would say you start adding in your emails, okay? So that is, again, so if I click on it, it's going to ask me for the email. I put it in there, and then it just adds it in there. Again, 24 hours for any import source. So anytime you guys add anything new, give it 24 hours to add those contacts, okay? Email didn't exist when you were 15, Matt? I was like, it did for me, but it was only really Yahoo. Everybody switched over to Gmail nowadays, so. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch back over to this side. Before I jump out of the app, does anybody have any questions or anything else that they wanna see inside of the app before I stop sharing my screen for the phone? I'll give you guys a second just in case you're typing. All right, doesn't look like there's any questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing this, and then I'm gonna switch back over, okay? Give me just a second here, guys. All righty, so now that we've kind of gone through, we've taken a look at the app, you guys see how it works, I do have a question for you. So do you think that 5 and 5 is possible? To kind of give you guys a reminder, 5 and 5 is deleting 5 contacts a day and connecting with 5 people a day. Is that something that you guys think is possible, 15, 20 minutes out of your day? Getting a lot of yeses here. That's a good thing because that is the most important part of this, right? This is a targeted outreach program. So we have to do the outreach if we want it to work for us, right? So, we've touched on the 5 and 5 strategy while walking through the app. Again, see, it should be, right, Kelly? It should be. So as you're taking on the 5 and 5 strategy, you may realize that you guys need a little support, which we've kind of already talked about through this. So this is how we're going to get it, okay? So this is how we're downloading the app, again, first by Remax or the repeat and referral business tile. I will go ahead and throw in the chat box the link for the slides today. That's not a problem at all. I put my email in there and product support's email in there. If you guys wanted to speak to product support a little bit quicker, this is going to be the best way to do that. So call, text product support for assistance, and that would be the phone number that you guys want to reach out to so that you guys can do that, okay? Now, that pretty much covers everything here for me, guys. Does anybody have any questions or anything that I can get answered for them as of right now? Well, it doesn't look like it. Okay, fantastic. Do you believe that? I do. That means I'm doing a good job if you guys don't have questions, so that's all right with me. So it's not necessarily a replacement for a CRM because it's not a CRM. It is, again, it's a targeted outreach program. So it's just taking the people that you already know in your sphere and breaking it down so that you know who to contact, okay? Yes, so again, as you're adding new contacts to your phone, every 24 hours first is syncing with your contacts and uploading those into the app. Essentially, yes, Matt. If you choose to upload it that way, so you can upload Excel. And if you guys want, again, I can show you that real quick. Let me see here. So if I go ahead and log into Mac Center and I wanted to upload anything from, like, again, any file, I would go to my home screen. I would go to my apps and tools, and then the repeat and referral business tile once again. And when you go to the website, sign up now is sign in. So just go ahead and select that. It'll log you in. And right here where it says import contacts, you can upload a CSV. So that's how you're going to bring in any information from your CRM. So if I hit upload a CSV, you can upload the entire file, or you can manually enter the data. I suggest uploading the file. Obviously, that's way easier. You don't have to constantly type everything in, right? So that's how you would upload the information that you guys need there. If you start with contacts from your phone list and then upload the contacts from your email or CRM, will automatically delete repeat contacts. So the AI itself, it does go through and it has its own cleanup where it will try its best to, take out duplicates or junk or realtors, anything like that. But again, it's not perfect. So now if you have already deleted them out of your phone, once it's doing the refresh every 24 hours, it's not going to bring those people back in. But if it crosses over, right? If you have it in your phone and then you also have it in a CSV that you're uploading, you will probably have to delete it again because it's not going to know that you deleted it out of that CSV file. It knows that you deleted it from the original import source that came from your phone. But again, it try its best to delete repeated contacts. So it is with your phone contacts. You can sync it with Google Contacts if you choose to do that. So again, you would just go in and add that email, and you would add in that Google email account, and it would pull it from your Google Contacts that way. So how do you see the best way to coordinate with a system like in an ongoing basis? So I'm actually not familiar with that app. Can you explain it to me a little bit, if you can? Like, unless Kristen or Heidi, if you guys come off of mute, you guys can explain it to me as well.
It's another CRM. Right?
Got it.
So
okay.
It'd be, yeah, just another CRM. It just has different capabilities.
Okay. All right, perfect. So, with that being said, with an ongoing basis, you would have to upload the CSV report because you can't connect the two together. You can't pull directly from the CRM. So you would have to export it and then make it a CSV and then import it into First. And that's it. Yeah, Daryl's got a good way to get around that pretty much. So if you sync it with Google, then that way you can pull it from Google and right into First. That's a good workaround, Daryl. Thank you. Yep, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah. So predictive analytics, again, that's what it's doing. That's the entire point of it, is it's showing you who to reach out to, when to reach out to them, the people that have the most seller signals. So yes, that's a good way to look at it. Thanks, Daryl. I like it too. All righty. Do you guys have any more questions for me? Anything else that I can help you with before we wrap things up here? All right. I think we're good. Perfect. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, again, if you guys have any issues with anything, I went ahead and put my email in there. And again, you can reach out to product support. If anything comes up, please, please, please feel free to reach out to me. But thank you again. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.